How you doing, everyone? Turkey Buzzard here. Hope you're having a good day. Well, I'm at Starlight Drive-In, which is no longer Starlight Drive-In. It is now the Starlight train station. I have a mod which totally clears Starlight of everything. No more screen, no more diner. Everything's gone. The place is totally empty. And I decided, since there's train tracks right there going along the side, that they needed a train station here. So I built a bridge over the road, and I brought the tracks into Starlight and built a train station. And it was a pretty big job. A lot of work involved, another huge build. Thankfully, this build didn't end up as huge as the Stone Barn Castle. I won't have a whole lot of problems with lag on this video, so that's a plus. A little bit of lag here and there, but not enough to speak of, especially considering the size of the build. Now, for all the people here, I needed beds. But I didn't want to set up a house with beds, so these shelves are actually beds. Each shelf is 4 beds. So I decided to put them in, and that way it would take care of the requirement for beds for the people who are at this train station. I also surrounded the place with all kinds of turrets. And we'll walk inside the station now. They have plenty of food, water, everything for this settlement. So I decided to use mostly Snappy House Kit for this build. The floors are from Castle in the Sky. The walls and everything else are all Snappy House Kit. And of course, when you come in, you see the ticket booth. And as always, you can get newspapers, buy cigarettes out of machines, things like that. And over on the side here, you have a men's room. And like most train stations, the men's room, ladies' rooms, whatever, are probably not a place you really want to hang out too long. Notice the Nuka-World ticket signs. I figured since Nuka-World is not that far away, that they would want to, try to sell as many tickets to Nuka-World as they could. Here's a look at the ladies' room. And again, not a place you'd really want to hang out. That's for sure. I had a lot of fun putting this build together, building the tracks, putting the train cars on, building the station. I mean, it was all, the whole thing was a lot of fun to work on. Of course, you can see where the bridge goes over to the main tracks. It was kind of tricky getting everything positioned just right so that the cars had room to go through here and still have the floors come up close enough so that you didn't fall down into the tracks. Took a lot of adjustments. And of course, you can see where the tracks go up the hill, and that heads over towards Nuka-World. Now, these are the passenger cars here. pretty time consuming putting all this together, getting all the seats and the tables placed in these cars. And I have 27 people here. I have 28 beds. I only have 27 people. It doesn't seem like that many people, but that's because the train station is so big and most of my people are working, doing, working at ticket booths and things like that. But this main floor is mostly for selling tickets, and it's the bathroom areas. Notice the Minuteman there. You'll see why he's there in a few minutes. Again, bathrooms on this side. So that's the main floor. Now we'll go upstairs. And I decided to have a walkway that actually goes over top of the train. And I used sunroofs up here. I wanted it to be nice and bright. Another Minuteman.
Yes.
You'll see a few of them standing around, and that's because this train station is protected by the Minutemen. Over here we have a restaurant. Selling all kinds of food, pizzas, waffles, hot dogs. See a calzone there. Nice lounge area for if they're waiting for their train and they don't want to stand down there on the main floor. And of course you gotta have a bar. You know, if you're waiting for the train, you gotta stop and have a couple of drinks.
Yes.
I went a little easy on the creative clutter on this build because creative clutter really seems to hit the frame rate hard on these builds. Now I did use a lot of do-it-yourself, and that affects the frame rate a little bit, but nowhere near as bad as the creative clutter. Now I was talking to Scott from SBrew42 and he told me that I really need to have somebody shining shoes. So I decided to put a shoe shine guy here, and I didn't have anybody to sit in the chair, so I had to use one of the Nuka-World animatronics. But it came out okay. And of course we gotta have a gift shop. And this is where I really used a lot of do-it-yourself. If I was to stack this stuff by hand, it would have taken way too long to do all of that. So I decided to go ahead and use do-it-yourself, and as I said, you know, it affects the frame rate a little bit, but not too bad, not like the Creative Clutter does. But I think it came out pretty nice. It would be nice if they had some kind of assignment duties where people are seated, but they don't have. The only thing they have is guard stations. Now, over here, now you see why we have all the Minutemen running around here, the Lion's Pride Protective Agency. And yes, they do sell armor and stuff, but in this particular situation, they've also been hired to protect the train station from raiders and whatever. So I think that came out pretty nice. As I said, it was another particularly large build, but I had a lot of fun with it. As you can see, I used some vault walkways here. And railings. So I kind of mixed and matched my materials on this build, but overall I think they all, match pretty well, and I'm really happy with the way this build came out. And I would have liked to have had more people here waiting for trains and stuff, but I didn't want to press my luck too much on the frame rate issues. So. But in regards to my weekly videos every Wednesday, I'm going to not stick to that schedule, and I'm going to just start putting out videos whenever they're ready, because I've been doing larger videos. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button. I always appreciate it when you do. And as always, subscribe for more videos. But I really want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next week.